And going back to our top story, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveiled multiple development projects worth more than $2 billion in the southern state of Tamil Nadu. He later visited Maharashtra, which is a western Indian state, and inaugurated various developmental projects there also. But an important project that the Prime Minister inaugurated today was, among the other projects, was aimed at making the VO Chidambaranar port as the first green hydrogen hub port of the country. Now, what does that mean? What benefits does it accrue to our energy transition? How does it balance development along with environment? To talk about that, we are joined by Dr. Vibha Dhawan. She is the Director General of TERI in Delhi. Thank you, Dr. Dhawan, for joining us on the show. How do you see this, making this port the first green hydrogen hub port in the country? How big is it a step towards realizing India's green hydrogen mission?
Well, I'll say that we all are looking towards energy transition in this country, and Honorable Prime Minister, the commitments he had made right from Glasgow and the way we are following up, and the major investment that is going to go in the hydrogen mission, that all takes us towards cleaner and shifting to cleaner and greener fuel. Hydrogen is the fuel for the future. We all know about it because it is one of the things, like hydrogen comes from water. Water is hydrogen and oxygen molecule. So if you do electrolysis, you are getting part of hydrogen as well as oxygen, and therefore it's cleaning the environment apart from producing the fuel. It's highly efficient, and that is what one is looking towards. We all know we are in a global village where there is a lot of trade that takes place, and most of that trade that happens through the ships. Again, when you look at ships, it is that you are looking at something which is a mode of transportation which moves from one continent to the other. And therefore, internationally, we are looking at that the shipping should be as green as possible. And in that direction, TERI has also set up, it's by Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways, National Center of Excellence on Green Ports and Shipping. So this particular initiative of hydrogen-run ships, that is going to take India a long way. Of course, we are talking about possibility of, or rather not possibility, the fact that we will be exporting a lot of hydrogen from the country. It is also that we have to meet our own energy demands apart from shipping, also in difficult to abate sectors like steel and cement.
Dr. Dhawan, you make it sound very easy. You say, ships can generate, hydrogen is generated from water. If that is so, about 80% of the world's trade is done through shipping, and they run on fuels. So there are big contributors to the pollution of the world. If it were so, what are the hiccups? That why aren't things changing at the pace of it? Is it the cost effectiveness of it? It is the general resistance to change? What is the hiccup?
No, it is. We still haven't reached that stage of resistance. It is more of that. If you look at any technology, the very first stage is proof of concept, where you say, yes, it is possible. And then you want to go. It's after the proof of concept is that you look at technological readiness level. Can this be commercialized? So we are somewhere over there. Today, the cost of production of hydrogen, of course, everyone is quoting different figures, but in a way to make it cost effective, it has to be $2 a kg. Further, even for this electrolysis work, you require energy. You don't want to pollute world further because you need energy. You want to go green, and that is what India is trying to achieve. We want to show the way to the world that green hydrogen can also be produced at an affordable price. So that is where we have to go a long journey. The very first
Dr. Dhawan, can I stop you and ask you, for someone who's a layman who does not understand this as well as you do, you say $2 a kg is the break-even cost at which it will be viable, sustainable economically. What is the current cost, if I may ask, of production of hydrogen from water?
Well, that is what it's different figures.
Okay.
Like it is anywhere from $4 to $8 a kg.
Okay.
And really speaking, if we bring it down even below $2, and that is what the objective is, that it should be somewhere between $1 to $1.5 a kg, then it is that cost competitiveness wise, and India, which lacks fossil fuels, if we can bring it down to that level, the energy security will act as the growth engine for the economic growth of the country.
Okay. The Prime Minister also launched, Dr. Dhawan, the first indigenous green hydrogen fuel cell inland waterway vessel. Vessels will, as you argued, if they shift to hydrogen, it's beneficial. The only hiccup is bringing costs of the conversion down. But other projects that the Green Hydrogen Hub project, the first Green Hydrogen Hub project, include a desalination plant, a hydrogen production and bunkering facility, etc. What is the way to go ahead? Where can we go? How much distance have we traveled? How much distance do we need to travel more?
Well, it's a very difficult question if you ask me, because like if you look at the projections, it is somewhere around 2050 when you say that major part of the energy is going to come from hydrogen.
Okay.
But when you say how much way we have already traveled, I'll put it this way: we are somewhere at the stage that we are beginners.
Okay.
Because it is not just hydrogen production. We have to see where is the water going to come from, because right now it is coming from the fresh water.
Okay.
So that is why desalination. Your electrolysis, the electrolyzers are very expensive. So it is a research as well as demonstration for large scale production. It's the entire value chain, because somewhere it's not just production of hydrogen. It's a highly inflammable gas. So therefore it's storage, transportation. And if we are talking that it will become a fuel of the future, then even dispensing of hydrogen, in whether it is ships, whether it is cars, you have to be extra careful. And that also calls for large investments in human resource.
Okay.
It's a new technology and there are not many trained people. And again, I'll say we are very proud because just recently, the Minister, R.K. Singh, so he has... he announced that an Institute on Energy Transition will be set up by Ministry of Power and Territories. So we are looking forward to it, because we need to meet the requirements of the human resource. We need to validate technologies. We need to ensure that various gaps which are there today, that those are met, and which may be within the country, which may also include partnerships with other countries so that we succeed.
Okay. Dr. Dhawan, one final question before I let you go. Even as the government of India puts its political weight behind hydrogen as the fuel of the future, by launching, say, the National Green Hydrogen Mission, an ambitious program, etc., globally, is there a consensus on that green hydrogen is the way to go, or there are still, the opinion is divided?
Well, if we look at the government's plan, the use of renewable, and if we also look at the green hydrogen, the major part of renewable perhaps will be used for the production of hydrogen alone.
Okay.
And that's where we have to be a little sensitive, as our energy demand for various other purposes is going to go up. And therefore, right now, of course, our ultimate aim is green hydrogen, but let's also look at, not worry too much about the color of hydrogen, but look at that it becomes a reality. Like we always say, let's first let the technology succeed and then we'll make more refinements. So that is what it is. Green is ultimate what we are aiming at, but let's first make hydrogen a reality as well. But of course, India is a country, we are aiming at green hydrogen.
All right.
We want to be the best.
Okay. Dr. Vibha Dhawan, DG Terry, thank you very much for joining us on the show and lending us your insights.
Thank you. Thank you.
And moving on, as India celebrated the National Science Day across